So as you can see guys, the price of Bitcoin did close above this 50 exponential moving average, which we talked in my yesterday's video. I said you guys very loud and clear, the price of Bitcoin, if it still wants to remain in this bullish trend, then it is not allowed to close below this 50 exponential moving average, because in the past Bitcoin price action you can see this was our final support, right? Because the 21 exponential sometime was unable to hold the price, but the 50 exponential moving average was the strongest support, and after that we saw some impulsive move. And since the price of Bitcoin yesterday was also able to close above this 50 exponential moving average, this is giving us some hope. And right now, since the price is also above this 50 exponential moving average, what kind of scenario are we expecting next for the price action of Bitcoin? And also guys, I would really appreciate if you could take just 2 seconds of your time and destroy that like button. And for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Also, let me make you aware, BYBIT right now is providing around $700 bonuses to those individuals who sign up using my ref link down below. This sign up process takes only like 2 or 3 minutes of your time. If you want to trade with free money, then feel free to use my link down below. And also the $200 bonus out of 700 will be the deposit bonus, and the rest must be claimed from the reward hub. So guys, now let's jump into our chart. So if this scenario right now is going to play out what we talked in yesterday's video guys, then we might be preparing ourselves for this relief rally towards this lower line area of this rising wedge, because you can see this lower line acted as a very strong support line. So the same line now could be one very strong resistance. So until here guys, we cannot decide whether it's going to be a uptrend or we are going to see another rejection in this manner, because I showed you a different example on my yesterday's video. Let me show you one more example here. In our case, since the price has already broken, this is also showing us that hey, now we could see some impulsive move towards the lower line area of this rising wedge, because the line which previously acted as a support could be retested one more time. And if we are going to find resistance around that level, then that could be indication of a downward movement in this manner. But so far right now we are expecting some relief rally towards this 58,500 to 59,000 price level. So let's see how this one is going to play out, because right now, not just only because of this rising wedge, but also if you look at this price structure in an ascending channel, indicators right now does look bearish. You can see RSI line is below 50 level, and MACD line, this is also a bearish MACD crossover. So we have indicator pointing out there is weakness. We have broken out of this previous support line, and now the same scenario also applies here. I mean, price here was unable to find support at the lower line area. Now we could see this bounce here to re-enter this ascending channel in this manner. And this is also what I just showed you with this rising wedge, because this rising wedge is also showing us that maybe we will see this relief rally to re-enter this rising wedge or even this ascending channel. And then if we are going to get a rejection here, this could indicate a downward movement here in this manner. But for now, this is flashing us that the price of Bitcoin could see some more movement here in an upper direction towards this lower line area of this ascending channel, and also the lower line area of this rising wedge. And not just only in a daily time frame, also in a weekly time frame. You can see yesterday we did talk about this ascending triangle type of scenario that was playing out. I said you, along with this 50 exponential moving average around this 55,600, 55,700, we also have a strong support from the lower line area of this ascending triangle, because that was the area where we previously found support. So that's why I said you guys, the price of Bitcoin could be finding a strong support around this lower line area of this ascending triangle. And now if you look at this price structure, this weekly candle properly guys, very interesting thing is about to occur now, because you can see here I have actually used 2 weighted moving average. One here is the 10 and the another one is the 20 weighted moving average. So this orange line here, this is the 10 weighted moving average, and this is a very important line in a weekly time frame, because this line here has been a very strong line of support. Because you can see here, whenever the price was able to close above this 10 weighted moving average and also above this 20 weighted moving average, that actually indicated in a weekly time frame the trend here still has a potential to continue in upper direction. And right now you can see yesterday when the price had a pullback, this same line, this 10 weighted moving average acted as a support, and we were able to find support above it. And right now this weekly candle here is also trying to close above this 10 weighted moving average, because you can see here we also have a very strong support around this 50 exponential moving average that's also around 55,700. So if this is going to see a movement in upper duration, then there is a very likely scenario that we are going to see some impulsive move in upper duration, because this line here, right, this line here, this is one very strong resistance line that can be seen very clearly, right? So you can see this line is also around this 59,500, 59,900 price level. So now we are aware the price of Bitcoin could see some relief rally towards this lower line area of this rising wedge and also the lower line area of this ascending channel. So now let's see how this one is going to play out, because you can see very clearly that the price of Bitcoin must stay above this 10 weighted moving average. If that's going to remain, the trend here is still flashing, the price of Bitcoin could see some impulsive move here in an upward direction. So let's see how these scenarios are going to play out for Bitcoin. But what if the price of Bitcoin is not going to find any support around this 10 weighted moving average and also the lower line area of this ascending triangle in a weekly time frame? The next possible target for us right now is going to be around this 51,000 price level, because this here, the green line, is our 20 weighted moving average, and that is in a weekly time frame going to be one final support for Bitcoin. And if this is going to be a rising wedge type of scenario, a pullback type of scenario, in that case, actually I've already talked about this in my yesterday's video. In that case, if this pullback is going to happen, right, then we could be seeing our price coming towards this 42,000 to 43,000 here to the downside. In a weekly time frame, the first target here to the downside is going to be around this 51,000 price level, and that is the 20 weighted moving average. And many were asking me, hey Anup, can you also please look at this distribution schematic from Y curve? Because right now, if you monitor the price movement, in our case, this here is also one distribution schematic that could be actually playing out for Bitcoin, right? Because you can see here, right now, since the price got a clear rejection from this upper thrust after distribution, right, you can see here, and now we are witnessing this price pullback. And after this price pullback, you can see we are going to see some relief rally. But for now, where we are going to get gravitated towards this support line here to the downside. So in our case, if this is going to play out as a distribution schematic, the price here in a weekly time frame must break below this ascending triangle, the support line, and also this 20 weighted moving average around 51,000. Then guys, then we could actually see some price pullback, and this is a very bearish scenario if it's going to play out, because you can see the final support for us right now is going to be around this 43 to 44,000 price level here to the downside. And according to the previous example, this rising wedge, right, this is also actually flashing us that if we are going to see a proper rejection to re-enter this rising wedge, then we could again see another movement here to the downside. So let's see if this is going to hold, because we know here we have a very strong support from this 50 exponential moving average around 55,700, and also in a weekly time frame we have a lower line support from this ascending triangle along with this 10 weighted moving average. So let's see how this one scenario is going to play out for Bitcoin. So if you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, definitely hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.